Hey, nice, huh? We're actually in Cook Forest in western Pennsylvania. It's one of the only remnant old growth forests in the east. Just a little pocket here that was protected from logging, and so there are a lot of big trees left. But we're here to talk about the syllabus. This is Biology 111, basic biology. And I just want to go over the syllabus. It's posted on Blackboard so you can access it and you can look through it, and I encourage you to do that. Go through it, make sure you read it closely and follow it. Tell you a little bit about myself since this is in the introduction. I'm Dr. Keth, your instructor for the course. I have undergraduate degrees in both business administration and biology, a master's in biology, but my PhD is in entomology. And were you actually sitting in here in a classroom, I would have asked, what's entomology? So I can't do that really, but think about it, look into it. I'll let you figure out what it is so you can figure out what my specialty is. And then maybe we'll talk about it later in the semester when we talk about some other things. But I've been teaching at Clarion for, I guess this is the start of my 10th year here in 2011, and I have a lot of broad training, general training. I consider myself a conservation biologist primarily, and that's kind of why I decided to shoot this out here. Specifically, if you want to contact me, the best way, of course, in an online course is to do that via email. Also, uniquely to this class, I made my cell phone number available on the syllabus so that you can text me. I would appreciate you not giving that out to everybody and anybody who might be interested in that for notorious reasons, perhaps. But it's available to you, and I am accessible via text. My office hours are in the syllabus: Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 9 to 10, Tuesday, Thursday, 11 to 12. So that's when I'll be sitting in the office, but there are plenty of other ways to get in touch with me. If you want to call me in the office, the phone number's there and you can do that. If I'm sitting at the computer, I need to look for something, I need to access your record or something, that's the best way to do that. Or if I need to look up an exam score or anything like that associated with the course, if you text me outside of the classroom or outside of my office, then I really can't look that up. So the best way to do that is to catch me during office hours if you want me to look something up for you. So what is the course? This is basic biology. So it's not designed to be that. It's designed to be an introduction to biology. So I assume you're a blank slate, basically. So if you had a biology course in high school or something like that, I don't have to know that. I'm assuming you have no background in biology, so I'm very gentle with you, and I take you through this just as easily as I can. So I keep the course very basic. And that really takes us into talking about the book. The book I chose for the class is if I wrote a book for this class, this is the book that I would have written. So it's actually very good. It's very simple. It's very straightforward. And it's just the basics. And that's really all we do in this class, is cover the high points of biology in general. But I only have one semester and I have to cover everything I think you should know about biology. But I don't do that with the idea of you being a biologist when you grow up, when you have your job. I assume you're going to be something else, a business person, a teacher, an elementary teacher, or something like that. Anything. I assume you're going to be anything but a biologist. So I designed the course to be that way. So we're going to look at biology from that perspective, and I try to give you what I think will benefit you in your daily life and maybe in your job, regardless of what your job is. So that's why I designed the course the way I do. Buy the book. I don't always require a book for my courses if we're face-to-face, but for an online course, for this course, you have to buy the book. You must have it. The whole course is based on you reading the book, and then augmented with some of these little videos and other little lecture material files that I put on Blackboard for you. So make sure you buy the book, and buy it right away, or you'll get behind and you'll be left out from the rest of us as we go on. So let's talk now a little bit about how you'll be graded in the course, because I know that's what you're here. You're here to decide whether you want to stay in here based on what we're going to be doing, and primarily how you're going to be graded, how you're going to be evaluated. Basically, look through the syllabus, runs down the weeks that we will have quizzes. There'll be 8 quizzes, 25 points apiece for 200 points, and then there'll be activities to augment that. I think totaling another 50 points, if I remember right. Look at the syllabus, it's in there. But I'm out here in the forest right now, and I don't know off the top of my head. But if you look in the syllabus, it'll tell you that there'll be other assignments too, in addition to that. Some little writing things. Don't panic. No big reports. Just maybe some paragraphs. I'll supply some background video or an assignment, and then ask you to write a little bit about that topic. The quizzes will be multiple choice with a few true-false. There'll be time. You only have an hour to take them, but there are only 25 questions, so that should be plenty of time. If any of the quizzes have more than 25 questions, that just means that you have some opportunity for extra credit. So if maybe there are 28 questions on the quiz, it's still only worth 25 points. So you could, in theory, get 28 out of 25 on a quiz like that. And they may end up that way. Because I rate so many questions and I like so many of them. They're like my children. I can't throw any of them out. So some of them end up on there regardless of the fact that I might have too many. Okay, so the way I'll do the quizzes is I'll set them up so you have certain windows of time when you can go in and take them. So you won't be able to just take them anytime. But I'll try to have several windows during which you can take them. Once you go in, personally, take the quiz, it will time out, or when you're finished you can log out of it. Once you do that, you won't be able to get back in to re-access it. So you'll be limited on the time that you'll have to take these quizzes. And then you won't be allowed back in. If something happens, if something goes wrong, technology happens, we know that, call me, email me, contact me, tell me what happened. I can go in and I can look to see how many you've completed, and I'll see that you didn't get it finished, or you got kicked out somehow, and we'll deal with that. But you need to contact me right away, not later. I need to get you in there again right away, not the next day. Otherwise you have a chance to look at the quiz and then say, oh, I got kicked out, and come back later and do it after you've looked up things. But you can't do that. If you're kicked out, you need to contact me right away, and I'll make sure I'm available during those windows when you'll be taking exams or taking quizzes, so that you can contact me if something goes wrong. Some of the questions students often have about quizzes or exams in my classes is the final comprehensive, because when you look at the syllabus, you'll see that quiz number 8 falls during finals week, so that'll be like your final. It won't be any larger than any other quizzes. It'll be in the same format. We'll give it the same way, and it'll primarily be new material you've covered in the course since quiz 7, with exceptions. All of the quizzes, as you go along, you may notice a few questions that come up again and again in some form. There are certain take-home things that I want you to have when you leave this course and go out into your life. Things I really want you to remember if you don't remember anything else. So some of those questions will show up multiple times. By the time the final comes, you will have seen some form of that question several times, and it'll be easy. It'll be no-brainer for you. You'll know it by then. An example might be, do scientists prove anything? And we'll talk about that. And science doesn't prove anything. Regardless of what you see on television or read in the newspaper, science proves this. It doesn't happen. And we'll talk about how science works. We'll read about how science works. And you'll see that that's not how it works. So any question that says science proving something, watch for that proving, doesn't happen. So there's an example of something that would show up again and again, because that's important. I want you to take that away. Grading, 90, 80, 70, 60 grading scale. If you have 90% at the end of the course, you'll get an A. If you have 80%, you'll get a B. Work under those assumptions. If you have an 89.5, an 89.9, assume you'll get a B. Will you? Probably not. I have to sleep at night, and if you're that close, we'll see what happens. It depends on you. It depends on how hard you worked. It depends on me knowing how hard you worked, how invested you've been in the course. If I've had to chase after you via email or somehow just to get you to maintain contact and participate in the course, and you just haven't been useful to any of us in the course, then you'll probably get a B if you have an 89 point something. But if you've worked hard and I know you've really tried to reach a goal and you've come up in your grades from where you started, then you'll probably get an A in that situation. Just to wrap up, read the syllabus, print it out, keep it under your pillow, sleep with it, know the schedule. I'll offer reminders to you via email about deadlines and things like that, and I'll always give you a heads up as to when a quiz is coming up. I'll let you know when the windows will be available, and I'll let you know that at least a week in advance. But the syllabus tells you what weeks will have quizzes. If we deviate from that, I'll let you know, and I'll let you know in advance. But the quiz may fall on a Monday or a Wednesday or a Friday or someday, a Tuesday or Thursday. Who knows when they'll fall that week, but we'll have a quiz that week. But I'll let you know that, and I'll keep in contact with you so you know that. But follow the schedule carefully. Make sure you're reading everything you're supposed to be reading, and watch for these videos and watch for additional lecture type material so that you can add that to your note taking. And if you have any questions, contact me. I'm going to be available for you at any time. And if you email me, it won't take me a week to answer you. I'll answer you that day, unless it's maybe on a Sunday night, maybe the next morning I'll get you. But stay in contact, keep invested in the class, and keep up on the material, and you'll do fine. See ya.